Where you standing, Corral? All right, I'm gonna stand right there. All right. Slide in just a little bit.
Oh, shit, I thought the buzz was gonna be right here.
I'm standing right here.
Gonna be
I'm standing right there. Shy probably gonna be right there next to you. But he gonna pan the camera, so we good. Cause ain't no way we gonna fit, all. But we live. So.
So first and foremost, I'd like to start off giving all praises. Okay, come here. Double honors to the elders of Apostle Great Millstone. And salutations to you brothers pushing this word in truth and sincerity. All right, we're out here. We VA. We're out here to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, also known as America. Okay, because we're in the time of this collapse. Right now, America's collapsing as we were speaking. All right, and Yahweh Shem El Shai is going to make manifest all the prophecies. All right, from the MOTV to the World War III. All right, to the nuclear destruction. All right, that's coming. So we're gonna get into the scripture. All right, let's start off with Exodus 15. To show Exodus 15 and 3. To show you who the Heavenly Father is. All right. You have people that believe that the Heavenly Father is a feminine energy. All right, that's not the case. All right, the Lord is a man of war. All right, that's why you have wars brewing right now as we speak. All right, you got the tension between China and the United States with this balloon. That's breaking news. All right, you got tension with between the state of Israel and Iran. All right, Ukraine, Russia. All right,
Taiwan.
Yeah, yep, China and Taiwan. So you got all of these things that's brewing, and it's like a powder keg just ready to erupt at any instance. Matter of fact, let's go to Isaiah 30th chapter 2. You could bring out Exodus, bring that out.
This is the book of Exodus 15, chapter 3. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
Yeah, the Lord is a man of war. His name is Yahweh, all right? It means he is to be. He's the Heavenly Father. He has everything written before it happens. So when it comes to pass, he gets the glory. Right? He's a man of war. All right. This was a song that was written during the time of Moses. All right, as the children of Israel being delivered out of Egypt. All right, the Lord is a man of war because that was an act of war that the Lord brought forth on the Egyptians. All right. All right, so the modern day Egyptians, which is America, all right, you're gonna have to deal with that same entity, that same power. All right, and he's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. The majority of our people don't know of the Lord, but he's woken up us to his word, to the hope of his gospel. All right. Through the returning of his son. All right, so we're anticipating the coming of the son of the Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh. All right, he is the deliverer, and he's coming to deliver the elect, and we hang our hope on it. All right,
I got a quick precept real quick. It's Malachi 3 and 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Yeah, I am the Lord, I change not. All right, the Lord spoke what he said was going to happen. That's a scripture in Numbers. It says the Lord is a man that he can't lie.
That's right.
All right. The Lord is so the Lord was for Israel the whole time. The Lord ain't switch up and let other nations come in. All right. The Lord is for Israel. All right. Now it comes down to who are the children of Israel, and the Heavenly Father manifesting, all right, by his blessing on the children of Israel who they are. Right. The scriptures say in the book of Hosea, in a place that it was said, "Ye are not my people." It shall be said, "Ye are the sons of the living power." Man. All right, and we're not consumed. And the Lord is not going to consume us with what's coming on this earth. Man. All right. Yep. You want to read that again? You still got
it? Malachi chapter 3, verse 6 says, For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Yeah, so there's not going to be an extermination of the nation of Israel, all right? You're not going to have a time where all the nation of Israel is going to be completely annihilated. All right, even though Esau Edom has his plans in these times of Jacob's trouble to basically get his birthright back. All right, Esau is not going to get his birthright back. He sold it. His father Esau, his forefather Esau sold his birthright. You know,
and he sold it for, like you said, in the scripture for a red to be that day, not all the way good. You got something else you want to put?
Yeah. Isaiah 30. What is about this? What is about 14, 15 verses? Says because he trusts in oppression. Stay there on, yeah. Because our people, they trust in, like the scriptures say, they trust in oppression and they stay there. You know, ain't no black people gonna make it out of America. Man. All black people are gonna die in America. All right. If you're an Israelite, you got a chance. But if you identify yourself as a black man, black woman, all right, any of these identities out here that Esau Edom has put on you and you embrace, you're gonna die out here, man. All right, you're gonna be a part of this. You're gonna be a part of the prophet. You know.
If I may add, brother, people say these people are fuel for the fire.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be fuel for the
Fuel
fire.
for the fire. Yep. And you're gonna become a part of history. Because believe it or not, history is being made right now as we speak. All right, we're in the last days of America being inhabited. This land is in the last days of it being an inhabited land, man. An inhabited landmass, right? You have areas like over on the East Coast that are densely populated. You have a huge population. You know, you have these big buildings. What's going to come a time where this is not going to exist anymore?
You speaking on landmass, I don't mean to interrupt, but if you pay attention to what's going on in the news over there in California, the Lord is in that place with sinkholes, earthquakes, all types of stuff, man. It ain't being reported in the news in the last week, but 2-3 weeks ago, California was getting fucked up.
Yeah. They had an earthquake.
Yeah.
And it was an earthquake, and then it was those floods.
Yep, those floods.
It's crazy, man. The Most High drought, give that place a drought, and then he give it an influx of water.
Yep, there's those fires.
Yeah, the fires. Yep.
There's fires.
Yep.
Just speaking of fires, when I was door dashing the other day, Dollar General burnt up, man. In Newport News, man.
Oh, yeah.
I was telling my real, I said, man, an angel set that on fire. Yeah. Like, how do you burn down the Bailey dollar tree? You know? Somebody had to be in the back room with the microwave or something like that, something smart, with a whole building caught on fire. You know? But I got that Isaiah 30 for you. You want me to bring it up?
Yeah, come on, bring that up.
It's Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord Yahweh.
And speaking of Israel, our people are rebellious people. They refuse to hear the words of the Lord, even to this day. You know, we go back into the scriptures of how rebellious Israel used to be. To this day, they still, you know, the same way, hard-hearted. You know, refuse to hear the words of the Lord. Man. You know, want to do their own things.
It says that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Yeah, they take a cover, take a covering with a covering, but not of the Lord's spirit. You know, they cover themselves up with all of these philosophies, man. You know, all types of philosophies out here. Our people are into, you know, they're into homosexuality, because that's a lifestyle, man. That comes with a lifestyle, that comes with a certain vibration. All right, they're into all of these worship, all of these other philosophies like Islam. Oh, if our people, if the Lord was for Islam, we'd already be delivered, man. Our people are so devout to these other philosophies, man. In particular, Islam, man. Worshiping 5 times a day. You know, they're devout to a God that's not living, man. And in their ignorance, they do worship. You know, that's just too. Like Esau pretty much gave up like sin. Yeah. Look at everything that Esau does, he pushes it in front of him. That's why this is why you think you wonder, like, yo, why did Jake actually love being fucked up situation or love the project? Because it's a mentality that's been taught to him. They love gangbang, they love being
this state of they can do what they want, going against order. So that's why when they hear us, look upon us, something to do with order. That's why they rebel and buck up against us, because it's been taught pretty much everything against order, freedom. You can do what you want, and it's all a lifestyle that's been pushed. That's why that's why who our people are. Who the main ones talking shit? Our people.
Yeah. It's to them. It's like it's no. It's all good. To them, it's like it's no profit in serving Yahweh Shem Shah, serving the Lord. But at the end, it pays dividends. The scriptures say that he that fears the Lord, it shall go with him, and it shall go well with him in the last. Right? We're really more concerned about what's to come than what's current now. Because
now I was gonna say just real quick. This even also what Esau had pretty much every type of resistance. So Esau brought in the brothers say Islam, Muslims, Christianity, and Esau basically there is no hope. But pretty much the hope that is shown is kiss my ass, love master, you under me, I keep consistent. There's no believing in a higher power. Because again, look at what they did in Kirk Franklin and the gospel singers. And then look at the Tyler Perry, all these Christian so-called actors they brought on stage TV. Then look at what they're doing. Shut them down and make them stupid. So our people basically all their hopes was shattered of some type of outside, interference. But see, this is the reality. It says, 1 Samuel 15:23, rebellion is rebellion is at the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity, idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, also rejected the That's what we told Saul. One of the worst things for the Lord to take his spirit off. Now you're in desert places. You got it.
Concerning what you was going into, concerning, how the majority of our people, look at this truth, because wisdom and knowledge is unprofitable to them. This is Hebrews chapter 4. And let me start from the top. It says, let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. For unto us was the gospel preached, and as well unto them, but the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. You got it, brother.
Yeah, because faith is a gift, and faith is not given to many. So them hearing the word, it ain't profit them because they didn't have the faith to receive it. They didn't have Yahweh didn't give them the gift of faith. Man, especially in these last days, man, it's going to be rewarding to see the Lord Yahweh reward the ones that were diligent and faithful.
I got a quick I just like get it out right quick.
No, keep that Isaiah. Yeah, keep that Isaiah. Yeah, man. Let him bring this out real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 30, and I read verse 1 again. It says, woe to the rebellious children, save the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin.
Yeah, you got our people, top people that they put in front of us. They take counsel, but it's not of the counsel of the Heavenly Father. It's the counsel of Esau, man. So at the end of the day, they're doing the bidding of Esau to push his agenda, man. And you're gonna see, man. Watch when they administer the MOTB and all of its benefits. You're gonna see our people at the forefront of that. Just like they was at the forefront of the jump shot, man. That's right. Negroes, yep. Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, the fluid ones that, people look up money they got,
That's what he said. That's what he was saying. They were pushing towards them. Them people talking.
Yeah, I was back to back to now.
the nigga from Run DMC. You know what I'm saying?
Reggaeton artist.
Yeah. They making music videos about it, man. You know?
Yo, that was a racket. They put all of that money into influencers to influence you to take that.
Right.
And now people just drop it dead, man. And it died suddenly, man.
And that's a heavy tool, man. Esau is Hollywood, man. You know, like the brother was bringing out. You know, Esau made it cool to be in the hood, cool to be in poverty, cool to be in the ghettos and favelas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bickering amongst your people in a harsh condition. Esau made that cool by how, man? By Hollywood, man. You know, rap music, rap culture. Or rap music and rap culture, man. So-called black culture and all that bullshit, man. It wasn't cool to be in the hood, man. You know, it wasn't cool to be in that predicament, man. You know,
like me and were talking about earlier, Jacob is the fucking vote, man.
Oh yeah,
In the 60s,
they was tired of that shit, bro.
Yeah, no, the kingdom.
Yeah.
Everybody did.
Yeah, God.
Was that the Vietnam and all of that?
Right.
It was like that whole mob song.
Yeah, the riots. You know what I'm saying? They was hitting the streets. You know, they was protesting on a different type of level when you see these protests out here, man. You know, but Esau made it cool to calm you niggas down with hip hop and rap culture, man, with Hollywood, man.
They put drugs in your community. They use the drugs in your community to fund a foreign war, man. In Central America, Central and South America, to fight the communists, man. So it was an influx of money, and they had no problem with you spending your drug money, man. You know, on cars and all of that, man. Right. You know, after they took the jobs out of your community, man. They took Michelin and Ford and all of that out of the community in the 70s. Detroit, shit, yup. You had a high influx of unemployment amongst so-called black men, right? That was Latino.
You got slack. I was gonna say that's when the time where that whole bringing into drugs, the prison system, and the feminist came. Yeah, that was in the system. Yeah, that was the whole like the brink of you know, you got to get in a position where they don't have no type of power. Yeah. So basically, the kids won't look up to them. The woman won't depend on them. They pretty much won't have no backbone to fight. Yeah. You know what? They're constantly make them distrust each other, bringing the civil rights, the sellouts, the yard rubber, etc. The homos, you know, they brought a bunch of confusion in that time. Jake, all odds, bringing.
Yeah. At the same time, building your industry, because you think about the different industries. I guess if we had like a chart to see the prison population go up in the 1980s, you see the curve, you know, you increase the prison population, you increase that industry, turn that to an industry, pharmaceuticals, all types of industries were created off the backs of our people, off the oppression of our people, man. You know,
then you go into, you know, how they, certain denominations or organizations that pretty much told everybody, send the word out, don't sell the Negro men. You know, don't allow them how they want. Yeah, you know, and this because you know Esau's deal with status, not status, statistics. Yeah, so they'll say, yeah, by numbers. So they'll say higher, this 0.5% of men. So they give these niggas some type of hope that they we still fuck with them, but really we don't. We just need a certain amount of men. So we can just put it out there. It seems like equal opportunity. But then with a bunch of rest of drugs, games, guns, poverty, resources, any opportunity. He basically making a fucking item. You know?
Well, that's why the scriptures say that this is not your rest, right? You know, because it's polluted, it shall surely destroy you. You just think about it. Ever since the slave ship, there's never been no rest for our people. So you've had, you know, we had communities and stuff like that, but it's short term, man. It don't last. It's short lived. It don't last, man. You know. Oh, there was a precept that the brother had mentioned out and brought out earlier. Talked about rest. You know, there's a rest for our people, man. But a lot of our people are not going to live to see it, man. Right? They're going to have to be born back into a kingdom. All right, just like now we were born into captivity, you know. Well, a lot of our people are going to die on this side, and they're going to have to be born back into the kingdom through the prophet. made it on this side. You know? Oh, yeah, bring that up.
This is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 2. It says that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Yeah, our people trust in this system. Egypt represents body. Can you jump down a little, like 13 and 12 or something like that?
It says, verse 13, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall.
Read up one. Read up one.
Okay, Khan. Verse 12. It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. Verse 13.
Yeah, because our people despise this word, the word of the Bible. A lot of people be like, man, I'm trying to get the Bible, you know. They're coming out here, people like disrespect the Bible. They totally disregard the scriptures, man. You know, what the scriptures for tell you what's about to happen. You know, so they despise the word of the Lord, man, and they trust in oppression. They trust in America, man. All right.
Well, nowadays the oppression is through science, technology, humanity, biometrics, you know,
and politics as well. Because if brothers don't mind, I was listening to this Dr. Umar Johnson talk to this guy about his gender, and he said basically politics has influenced what it is that I am. He said I was assigned this gender, I was born this, a baby, but I was assigned this gender, and he said basically it came from politics. So politics is an oppression, it's a tool to keep our people down as well.
Yeah. And expound on that too. I remember when that Andy came up here and we knew someone right about that thing, man. I think he was there, and we knew someone right about that thing. And then he was like, at the end of the day, we like, yo, so what were you born? Where he kept saying baby. He kept saying I was born baby.
Yeah, I was
playing games. That's politics trick, Sean, and that's a heavy demon, you know, on our people. Because what was it like? It was like 7 or 8 of us out there. Yeah, like at least 6. And it was 2 of them. They was ready to fight all of us over that shit, bro. Yeah. You know, it was really one dude. Really, one dude was really ready to throw down. Yeah, he was really ready to throw down with all 6 of them. That was the other time. Oh, you talking about? Okay.
I remember what you talking about.
Yeah, I got you.
Either way, like that's just how people's minds are. People's cloud, you know, in this society, man. Going back, because those politics, those legislation, they make allowance for wickedness. Like, you know, they give a license for wickedness, man. And then that's why, again, we out here to allow people to come back to their nationality and their ways and to forsake those ways. You know, you forsake those ways. It's like, okay, so first of all, the so-called white man doesn't have his best interests in us. You know what I'm saying? The politics and the legislation and the Congress and Senate bills, the polls, they don't got the best interest for our people. They never set up for the best interest. So why trust them? I think we read that earlier. We trust the shadow of Egypt. Yeah, man, that was that one. It was Egypt, man, dealt with witchcraft. You know, just heavy witchcraft.
Yeah, scriptures say I shall choose their delusions that they may believe a lie.
Exactly.
The Heavenly Father, when you really look at it,
he got all angles
covered. Yep.
Yeah. If I may add to that, where it goes into Deuteronomy, since we're talking about politics, it says to not have another nation rule over you. Basically, don't vote for somebody else that's not of your
Deuteronomy
nation.
17.
Yeah, because they're gonna not go for the ways of the Lord. Yeah. But if you have an Israelite ruling for you or in political power for you, they're gonna go in the ways of righteousness.
Psalm 81 and 11. My people would not hearken to my voice. Israel was none of me. So I gave them up to their own hearts. Lust, they walked in their own counsel.
And that's what you see. You see our people just fully indulged in their own hearts, lust, their own counsel. You know, it's heavy into homosexuality. Women are just adulterous to their truth. Oh yeah. That's what they say. They go towards their butt. I feel like this. See, that's why Yahweh Shema is going to come with a great judgment. Right? That's right. Because he got to take that way of thinking out of the earth. Right? You know, it's either get down or lay down, basically. bro. Yeah, yep. You get down with your how about shimmy up the shot, or you gonna lay down, man.
Right. There you go.
You got it.
This Deuteronomy 17:14. It says, "But thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee, and shalt possess it, shalt dwell therein, and shalt stay. I will set a king over thee, like as the other nations that are about thee. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee." I'm gonna read that again, verse 14. "I will set a king over thee, like as the other nations that are about thee. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power shall choose. One from thy among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother, and of your kindred, which is born of the same breed, And the Most High set up lineages and stocks, what's another word? Genealogy. Scholars call it what? Genesis 10th chapter, Table of Nations. You have the Table of Nations, which was set up from Noah. From Noah, you had the three sons. You had the three sons repopulate the earth. And through a particular bloodline, you had what? The covenants being brought forth for the origin of righteousness. And that's being distributed what? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, 12 tribes. And then from the 12 tribes, you have the 12,000 out of each tribe to forward it in this time now. For what? For before what? Second death. And what's the second death? The second death, going back to what? The thermonuclear destruction. Because what? The first death was what? The flood. But then he had what? He had Noah. What Noah's name was to mean what? Which means comfort. Right? Which means comfort. Right now, what do we have? We have the comforter. The comforter is going to guide us in all things to overcome the second death. The comfort was back then during the first death, and to overcome that first death.
The physical comfort, if I may ask, Noah was there with his people gathering them in.
Yeah.
The word is our comfort this time, gathering us in, because we all spread throughout the four corners.
Right.
Noah and his people was together with them,
Yeah, but it was also too because Noah was a prophet.
Yep.
Noah prophesied. Prophecy, the scripture say prophesied. Prophecy edified. The comforting is through knowing what's to come, and what's going to happen in the deliverance and the mercy of Yahweh Shah. Knowing that those things were going to come. Yeah, he gathered his family, but he understood that they were going to overcome. He had the what you call it? Foresight, right? He had the foresight. Was the what they say marketing, vision. Yeah, vision. Ultimately, that's what it boiled down to. Ultimately, that's what it boils down to. But they say that marketing, yes, the inside traders, they got like the inside scoop. There's a particular word for it. I can't think of offhand. But when you know in the stock market what's going to hit and what's not, you know what the investor got the scoop. Yeah, basically. Yeah. You got the fucking, you got the vision, the scoop, you got the, the foresight, man. And that's what we got. And that's what, because most of our people, what's going to drag them out is going to be, why? Well, we know why. And that's comforting.
I got to get
shoot it.
Lamentations 4:17. As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. Why? Because the Lord sent prophets out there to tell you to get your path right. Because Esau gave you license to sin. And you said, oh yeah, this does seem right. To be a nigga. Going to start kissing someone that, take that object that he wants to put in.
Yeah, exactly.
It seems so great. But what's in it? Everything seemed right. Again, Esau has erected all types of, like we were talking about last night. Every thought in your mind, Esau has erected basically to go into a world of his own. For you to have a comfort.
For you to get involved with.
Yeah, get involved with.
Yeah.
You got it, bro.
No, well, that's what we went into earlier. In the live show we did. Why is it Daniel? We was talking about, because we was talking about it too. What did Daniel do? He interpreted men's minds. He was able to go into people's minds and interpret their thoughts. Yeah. He interpreted Nebuchadnezzar's dream. He broke down he got into the minds of those that persecuted Susanna. You know, he got all into people's minds, man.
Like Joseph.
Right.
So like cook. One gonna get beheaded.
Right.
What does this mean?
He interpreted the dream.
Yeah.
Joseph interpreted the dream. Right. Which that came from the power of the Lord. Now, the scriptures tell you in prophecy that this man Esau Edom gonna be wiser than that. That's why you turn on your phone. We could be talking about something, and then all of a sudden it pops up as a commercial on your YouTube.
Yeah.
You got back pain. My back hurt. Did you know there's a new medicine in your back? It's a new Tylenol they came up with. This nigga's wiser than Daniel at this point. You know, he has a vision. He has a vision. The scriptures tell you what. But we went into that too. Luke 16. It says what? Let's get it. Baba Fashar. Luke 16 and what was that? 7. You know? We quote the scriptures, but let's get them too. Keep the fire hot, because that's what keep us warm out here. You know? Baba Fashar.
Sorry, verse 7.
Yeah, Baba Fashar.
Luke 16 and 7. Then said he to another, how much owest thou? He said, 100 measures of wheat.
Right, go to 8.
God. Jump into 8, verse 8. And the Lord commended the unjust steward, because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light.
There you go. The children of this world are in their generation. All right, even when you go into the word generation, right? What does it mean? Yo, just like we say, you know, back in my day, you got the OGs and shit. See, your generation, my generation. Well, first of all, OG, we in the same generation. All right, because generations go by around about 70 to 100 years, right? So we in the same generation. Now you think about it, generations dealing with what? Lifespan. I mean, in this lifetime, all right, that's when you go into the word regenerate. How should I say, they that follow me in the what? The regeneration. Showing you what? That they come back, right? So in this world, in this time, in this generation, this man is wiser than the children of light. Who's the children of light? The children of Israel. That's why he's so easy to set up snares and catch you, because what? He has the foresight, man. When you go into that parable, you know, he knew how much the wheat would cost before it would go out. You know?
You know?
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
It says, verse 9.
No, that's it. That was the point. Salah.
Going back to lamentation. So it says, Lamentations 4 and 7. Yeah. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain hope. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our street.
Hey, that's another good point. They hunt our steps. Yo, he's so gonna get these niggas as hunters. Not every trap is set up. First of all, a trap, you can't see the trap.
Yeah, you can't see the trap.
You know? Yeah, when you hunting, you setting up traps.
And the person being hunted you ain't supposed to see it.
Like when you see a snare, you know, I watched a show a while back. Anyway, it showed a snare, and a snare is like a loop that you set up in the middle of like a tree.
Yeah.
And you can't see that shit. You know, you just walking and just catch you by the neck. It got you. That's it. And that's how this man is getting down. You know, when it goes back to what the teachers, the benefits, the supports. You know, that's why people, if I take this, I get this. You know.
I got a quick freestyle. This is Exodus 23 and 1. Thou shalt not raise a false report, put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause decline after many to wrest judgment. You got it, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, can you read it again?
God.
Go.
Yeah. Exodus 23 and 1. Thou shalt not raise a false report, put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness.
Right. When we hear the word witness, what do we think about? Prophets in this time. You know, unrighteous witness. That everything's going to be okay, which is not going to be okay. That's an unrighteous witness. You put your hand with a person that's telling you the wrong, giving you the wrong information. You want to receive the reward that man receives as well.
A lot of misinformation out there, especially.
Yeah, you got false prophets out here. Though. You know, the false prophets are out here spewing lies and madness. Now people, they're absorbing it. You know, that's right.
Yeah, you gotta remember the elite, they thrive on chaos. They want people to be out there doing anything, you know. Why you think they have social media and it's able to go unchecked? You know, with different narratives and stuff like that. They want people to have access to misinformation and disinformation. Because if you basing your you're basing your actions off of misinformation, you're gonna be messed up. So there has to be a truth out there.
Yeah. Unrighteous witness, a false report. A false report is telling you that the mark of the beast is sin. That's a false report, man. All right. The witnesses are the ones that bear the testimony of Yahweh Shai, man. And the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
Yeah, exactly. Because the ones that are bearing those reports, like with these crazy doctrines, they don't have witnesses in themselves. They don't have Yahweh Shai in themselves. Therefore, they can't tell you Yahweh Shai because they don't have the spirit of prophecy. You look at you understand?
I think that's I don't. I'm gonna be second at the five.
Yeah. And continue on. So that brother finds. So it says Lamentations 4 and 18. We hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled. For our end is come. Our persecutors are swift in heaven. They pursue us upon the mountains. They wait for us in the wilderness.
That's how you know that we're wicked and our persecutors are swift in heaven. You know, that's their symbol, the eagle, man. Was it the eagle's a proud bird, you know, looking down on its prey, man. You know, treacherous too. You know? They can catch fish, water. They can show you they're swift.
They'll come down and catch the dog.
Yeah.
They can catch the dog. They'll catch people. Yeah.
You can't hear they was trying to catch a dog.
You can't hear them. Oh yeah, you can't kill them motherfuckers. You go to jail.
That's why
you know, it's swoop in and catch fuck with goats and shit on the mountain, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And their talent is sort of shit. And their talent, their beat is chetrifying, and their talents are crazy. Yeah, those are like animals that can really cause great harm to their prey.
that's why when Esau Edom get busy, he gonna come in like a flood. He gonna have a spirit on him. He gonna have the spirit of the Lord upon him.
Yes.
Yo, the Jake that the Heavenly Father wants, that the angel of the Lord have sex with stuff. Esau Edom gonna hone in on that Jake and he gonna tear him to pieces, man. And it's nothing that Jake can do, man. You know?
Persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They pursued us upon the mountain. They wait for us. The breath of our nostrils, the anointing of the Lord was taken in their midst. Of whom we said, under the shadow we shall live no. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, as well as in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass towards thee. Thou shalt be drunk, and shalt make thyself naked.
Yeah, that cup represents slavery, right? All right, that cup's gonna be passed to Esau Edom, you know. But in the midst of him doing his thing, he's gonna get drunk, you know. He's just gonna lose it, you know. And in the midst of that, the Lord's gonna come and overtake him.
Yeah, because you know, if you think about it, we always think about warfare. You know, you gotta think about it. If you're you see that your freedom's gonna eventually go down. Here it is, that you enslaved, eventually you go down. Yeah, I'll be the same spirit. He said, I would have been trying to annihilate the Jews. Worship way, that was a big fight, you know. But see, Esau does it in a way that it's going to be a smooth kill. It says, verse 22, the last one. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished with the daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom, who will discover thy sins.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about this, because this is the last captivity for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. There's no more captivity after this, you know. But Esau Edom, scripture say, what better is the end of the thing in the beginning thereof, you know. So this is his end. His beginning is slavery, man. You know. This is like being in the beginning of he didn't even start it. He's in the trial phase. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's convicted.
Speak as a lamb.
Yeah, he's convicted. He got the sentence. He ain't even start the trial yet.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't even start the bid yet. You know?
Yeah, he speak as a lamb. He's like, you know, the dragon phase didn't come yet. When things get draconian, you know, where it's gonna be full-fledged evil in your face. You know, right now, see how people know that this man is the devil. You know, they're like, yeah, that devil, that devil. You know, but they don't really know that he's the devil. When he starts to show his horns and actually show himself to be the devil, it's gonna be too late. It's gonna be too late. You should have repented. You should have hearkened to the command of the Lord. It's gonna really felt. You know, he's gonna feel this devil. You know.
Let's go to the drama. Snake video.
Oh yeah.
Jake's
Rock 10.
you live in a society where they can change shit.
Right.
Here it is, we're supposed to be in the best state. God, it's a raw animal, it's a raw beast. No, I can change it.
It goes back,
Eat like straight.
go back to politics, man. It's based on smooth words.
Yeah.
You know, that's remember when in the book of Maccabees, when you had the treasurer, he said as soon as they gave him credits, he slayed them. They put him to fight, they put him to war. As soon as they gave, and then they was like, okay, they came in with the reparations essentially to help Jake that they just slaughtered. And then as soon as they started to trust them again, that's when they brought through the armies. You know, that's what this man do. Nah.
I got a quick research. This is Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, before was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they strong swords.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was really talking about Jake. You gotta throw that out there because I did a video on that yesterday. But either way, he can still be used as Esau. You know, because that's how this man is coming with his legislation. You know, his philosophy, man. Christianity. You know, Christianity, that's their demon. That's smooth words. That's softer than oil, man. Come in, my brother. We love you. You know, we'll love you all. You know? No, man. This thing is looking to stab you in the back. You know?
That MOTB is the ultimate example. His words, the words of his mouth, smoother than butter. And all the benefits and trinkets they gonna offer you with that, man. You know? But if you don't get it, they gonna offer you death, man.
Right.
You know?
Right. You got it, bro.
This is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heaven, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
What means destruction? You know? And this devil, he like the scripture say, he's going to come down with great wrath. The scripture say it should be like madmen, sparing none.
Right.
You know? Yeah, like the brother said, man, you think about in the back of your mind, back of the Edomite's mind, his kingdom is going down. You know? What is he going
Think about it, yo. Think about it like what's about to happen, the world that we're about to walk into, the transformation is about to be like you know how they say the devil's playground? Like we really about to be in Esau's mind, his playground, like all his infatuations and fetishes and wants and desires is about to be let loose.
Yeah.
We're really about to be in this devil's mind.
The purge.
Like yeah, it's like the purge. It's gonna be some purge.
What video game is that? Video game. Like, what was that? Max Payne? It was some joint.
I think
He was
brother
like in
did
a
talk.
like,
Yeah.
Quick, like brain flashes.
Yeah. Max Payne. Yeah.
That shit was like,
Yeah.
that shit like dope. That shit was wicked.
Max Payne. Yeah. You know what else too? Not Game of Thrones. What's the other one? Not Hunger Games. Hunger Games. Remember they just changed the weather. Okay, let's give them another obstacle. You know, they set up certain people to be the face of the organizations. Like it's just one big playground.
Yeah.
They just manipulating everything. That's what this
Like
called.
the metaverse.
Cole Swab, what his name is.
Claude Schwab.
Yeah. Q-Tip, Swab. You know, that dude. Yo, he just comes on there. There's going to be a what do you call it? A cyber attack. Yeah. Like when he comes out and says it as if they don't know where it's gonna come from. Nigga, it's you doing it. Fucking Bill Gates. We're going to eliminate population by 200 million
Like they're saying it and fucking doing it.
You know, it's crazy. They say we expect.
Yeah, we expect. We expect. We're expecting.
I remember, I never forget as a kid growing up. This nigga used to make like they prophesy.
Right.
And then you'd be like, how you already expect this amount of numbers?
Yeah.
Y'all niggas doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all gotta be doing
That's
that.
a project, man.
Yeah, it's a project. It's the nigga's mind.
The hypothesis and you know.
Oh yeah.
The scientific method.
Yeah. There you go. Scientific methods.
Hypothesis.
You got a theory.
Objective. Yeah.
You got a theory. You come up with a thesis.
Yeah.
You have an objective. You know, then you come to a conclusion. And that's what this nigga want to do. He want to come to a conclusion that he's the most high. But the most high got a separate conclusion based upon your scientific method. All right. And that's where the prophets come in and intervene. Right. With this word. That's what this word does. That's why the word is likened unto what? A sword.
Yeah.
Shit. You know, just no, now that's not what the most high God set up. You know?
It's starting a thought to the intent, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
Can you imagine the elite watching these videos, or whoever handlers watch these videos to monitor who you bringing out something? You know, we going into their plans. You know, like, can you imagine the mind of you might?
But that goes back to the scripture you read. The devil coming down with great wrath.
Yep.
Knowing that what you have a short time.
Yep.
This nigga about to make a movie. You know?
Real quick. Shabbat 12. What's that? 8. Because right now this nigga come to the front.
Right.
So come to the front. Your buddy, your pal, you trust this guy. You know, when you talk, you just sit there and listen. He sounds so eloquent. You know, he's just a good old American citizen, left wing, whatever.
Yeah.
It says Shabbat 12. Yeah.
They the worst ones though.
You Christian. Oh yeah. Shabbat 12 and 8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity. Yeah, right now, you got that little middle class spirit. Oh, we got a little money in our pocket, so everything
White man, my friend.
Yeah. And it said, and an enemy cannot be hidden in that verse. Now, without help break loose, that's when you go see this nigga, your buddy old pal. Hey neighbor, hey buddy. Without help break loose, that's when you gonna say, I'm waiting for this thing. Let's check out my guns.
That's around 6. Okay,
Gonna be a lot of get outs.
Yeah.
A lot of Jakes that thought they eat my friend was, down with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Billy.
Yeah. That's all 3. Word up. Fucking torture chamber. Remember, Esau. Esau eat these niggas.
I don't know if y'all heard about some. There was a case of a black woman. She was kidnapped, man. You know, and kidnapped. She got away. No, he locked her in the basement or whatever.
Saw that.
Yeah, he locked her in the basement. She got away, but she said it was 2 other women down there. He killed 2 of the other women. You know, but she got away. She knocked on the door, whatever. You know.
Yo, that's like that movie. Yeah, man. Yo, all brothers, I highly recommend go watch that movie Black Hole, man. Hell yeah.
Oh, yo, when he had the phone,
Yeah.
that was a good movie.
Hell yeah. You know, not to go too much into the movie, but just to show you how Esau with his nigga had torture chambers, man. He would torture you, man. Yeah. But then he had that spiritual connection. On that phone. That's why he's talking to the dead.
Yeah. And then you saw how Jake had told the Edomite dude how to fuck him up. The Instacart that was in the movie.
Yo, bro. Especially the one at the end with
Yeah.
the blonde hair.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Stay the next what the fuck do you fuck his ass up.
Yo, Instacart was that boy. He was a fighter in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
He was a fighter in that movie.
Yeah, man. Yeah, them motherfuckers brutal, man. They showed, and it's crazy because, hey, man, in that show, I mean, in the movie, everybody that he caught and fucked up was like people of reputation. Mm-hmm. So that's what's going to happen. A lot of people that are of reputation who are of much stature. The scriptures say, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly. Mm-hmm. So when you start to put down mighty men, that's what they did in slavery. Yeah. They would get the big buck and fuck them up. This way, the rest of the people would, his buck break it. But that's what he's going to do again. But it's going to be done with that device. When big ass Shaq come out, I got it.
You know,
Oh,
LeBron, you know, LeBron, all the niggas they're gonna have it.
And you know, you got the divas, Megan Thee Stallion,
Beyonce.
Oh man, yeah, she gonna come back out. She been an album, yeah. The whole album gonna be about the object.
Yeah. So basically, your idols, our people, the people that you look up to, they're gonna show you how weak they are, man. You know, because they're really in the back pocket of Esau and Edom. And if Esau gonna show his power by showing you that the people that you look up to, you want to be like, ain't nothing but puppets. That's why it's all kind of videos coming out about NFL being rigged. This is rigged. That's rigged. Everything is a big play that Esau's already basically coerced. You know, or coerced.
They say the word of the stage. That Will Shakespeare shit. Word of the stage.
Yeah, man. You know, Arian Foster came out and said he had all NFL players basically get a script at the beginning of the season. You're gonna get 300 yards one game, the next game you're gonna fuck your knee up.
It makes sense though.
Yeah, hell yeah, it makes sense when you watch them games, man. You know, like last year's Super Bowl, not to get too much into that, but Odell Beckham getting busy. All of a sudden he blow his knee. And then he gotta go. And then Cooper Kupp just get busy. Get out of here, man.
Especially the way Esau got the sports betting set up.
Oh, forget about it,
You know?
Mario.
So now he got the sports betting set up with the online. You know, it's heavy. He pulling them shots, man, to make that money, bro.
Right.
What we gonna talk about wrestling? Yeah.
WWE.
WWE came to life, bro.
Yeah,
that was the beginning.
Shows you the beginning.
That was the beginning of it, bro.
Yeah.
When they saw people in the crowds, people crying, the little kids out there. People, you know,
Oh, you ain't lying,
you
yo.
know what I'm saying? They was like, okay, we got these niggas. Bro.
They had Macho Man one side.
Yeah.
Everybody hated. Well, yeah, you really have to hate on.
You know the crowd.
Yo, real talk. Real talk. You got the Wolfpack, NWO, Sting, Owen Hart, the DX.
Grown ass men in the
Grown-ass
goddamn
men, bro.
crowd. Signs, fingers.
Yeah, bro, real talk. Real talk. Everybody knows, man.
But they still.
Yo,
That was like the prelude. And they even show you New World Order all in that too.
yeah, bro.
So that's
NWO.
Yeah.
Yo, but then this nigga Vince McMahon come out with his own football league. You know? XFL.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
XFL, remember?
Yeah,
That was
that
Vince
came out like in
McMahon's
early
league.
2000.
So
Get the
basically
fuck
showing
outta
you,
here.
look, we did the same thing here. We'll do it again here. That's it.
I was gonna say that. Yo, cause John Cena was like, he was on the F beat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was like,
that shit.
he was like, how they got a wrestler? Everybody knows he's fake. Hosted NBA, NFL. Is that fake too? Right. I was like,
They tell you right in the plain sight, man. That's witchcraft. That's witchcraft, man.
cunning.
What about let's get that. Revelations 11 and 18. Sodom and Egypt, man. This place is Sodom and Egypt. Sodom, yeah, because we know all of the madness and transhumanism and all this other stuff going on, but that Egypt plays a part. Why? Because of the magic, man. The belief. The people truly believe in the magic of Egypt. And so much that they came up against Moses in the wilderness. Right? Con. And so much they came up against Moses because of that witchcraft, man. They like, man, we gotta go, but they built the calf and all that just to summon the demon that the Egyptians were following to make them powerful. You know, you got it out.
This is can I start up? This is Revelations 11 and 6. These have powers to shut heaven that it rain not that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them into blood and smite the earth with all the plagues as often as they will.
Let's talk about the men of faith, Joshua and Caleb. Joshua and Caleb saw that place of Sodom. I'm sorry, that place of Canaan could be overtaken. There was other witnesses, they didn't believe it. No, but Joshua and Caleb, they were the witnesses to say, look, we can take this place, although our people are fearful of coming up against Moses. You see, go ahead.
In verse 7, it says, and when they have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them.
Right. And in this time, you have the prophets in that same spirit as Joshua and Caleb, where you have that beast come out of the bottomless pit, which is what? Europe, right? The beast talk about NATO, the European Union, which are pushing the finance, the new currency, all right? The new policies of the earth, right? And those witnesses are a threat against that. All right, go ahead.
and their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city,
right?
which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord Yahweh Shai was crucified.
That's right. See, so we got the Sodom. Sodom is going on right now with, the modes and, transhumanisms and, the alphabet community, the alphabet mob, right? And, that's where sodomy kicks in, right? But that Egypt is that witchcraft, man. The false philosophies, man, right? That our people are hinged on, okay?
I would say that Michael Jackson was the first, what is that, mystery on soul.
Right.
How did nigga go from Michael Jackson, Jackson 5 to pop? This nigga look like a fucking whole.
He look like a white woman.
Yeah. That was the beginning of this whole. That was the beginning. You got grown ass men that was supporting Mike. Even though he looked like now you see what's going on in the vibration of the whole world. And everybody was still down. Like everybody did question like, yo, what the fuck are you at?
Mike. Nah, not that time.
Yeah.
Not that time.
And it's still, and people even to this day, like, Mike. When you really show what Mike, we don't even want to know Mike. He looked like with the fro. We pop Mike, Thriller.
Yeah, that's when it started, Thriller. Yeah, that's when it started, man.
Yeah, right after that Pepsi commercial where his hair got burned off.
Yeah, yup.
They try to say, he got burned, so let's just get yo. You know what? That's the greatest mission on his soul. So Esau did little things prior to this building that you see now.
Yeah.
To the whole illusion. We can really control these niggas' minds. What's that? Disneyland.
Power, man.
Disneyland. We can really control these people by TV, witchcraft, sorcery. And these people they'll question themselves, but then they'll forget about it.
Yeah, the most high sends demon Satan to whisper in their head. He give them specific instructions, and then as they do it, they're like, ooh, oh, okay. Like, and they're fulfilling it, like the two said.
And it's ultimately we all know about the best side that much you shot because this is a perfect witness. This truly is a perfect witness. It's not like you sit there and be like, you actually nigga, devil, able to do this. This is the perfect wickedness. But Esau think he got into control.
Yeah, this place has a spiritual hold on, like red, Sodom and Egypt.
Then it said, where our Lord was crucified, which is basically the anti-Messiah, man. All right, the anti-Messiah vibration, the Antichrist. Hereby we know the spirit of Antichrist. Through what? Through Sodom and Egypt, the promotion of the philosophy of the image of the beast. All right, you individuals out there, you can't break down a mark. You don't know what the image is, right? You don't. What's the other one? Image, the mark, the name of the beast. Okay, what's the name of the beast then? All right. You see, there's a lot of who the actual beast is. All right, there's a lot of factors that play into these things. All right, the only way you're gonna get is through the mouth of the prophets, man. You can't just roll out of bed and just say, "Oh, I read a couple of scriptures and I heard such and such say this, that, and the third. Now this is what it is." No, man, it don't work that way. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's like starting some fringes, a don't eat pork menu, how to a beard kit, some oils, some oils and a pig with the fist on the top too. You gotta have a pig with a fist.
You're anointed to do this.
Yeah, now you've been anointed. Get out of here. No, that's heavy that you say that. Because what has to anoint you is the Holy Spirit. All right, now how many of them Israelites out there talk about the Holy Spirit, man?
All right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? How many of them Israelites talk about? We're the only ones that advocate for the Holy Spirit. Why? Because the Holy Spirit essentially is the spirit of prophecy, the true spirit of prophecy, the spirit of understanding. All right, the scripture say we have an unction from the Holy One that we know all things. All right, then you do say that you don't have 100% truth, but you're gonna tell us what the mark of the beast is. Come on, man, don't make sense. That don't add up, man. You know?
Another thing too, you look at every kingdom flyer, you always had great the kingdom at that time always eventually go into their image. Their own basically system of everybody to worship.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And what did the Lord always do? Shut them down.
Yeah, he said the
Them
prophets
shut down. Persian Medes shut down. The Egyptians shut down. Greek shut down. Rome shut down. And then this is the extension of it. You know, it's what it is also another shutdown. Nebuchadnezzar, you know, the dream. You know, he wanted everybody to worship the gold pillar. It was a shut. Then the vision got shut down. No, and that's what we're prophesying the same thing. This devil wants you to put an object in you, and when it comes to fulfillment, you think it's gonna come to fulfillment, you shut down.
So yeah, right. So right. So yeah. So what happened during the time of the Greeks? Everything was licensed religion. You know,
yeah, it's a democratic. It's like what Antiochus said first. Everybody later
exactly,
but all come to one.
Yeah,
the term.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Everybody had to be a Greek.
Yep.
It was through philosophy. You know.
And you had certain places where it was like open worship. City of Antiochus. Who's the other one?
Granny. You're talking about during the time of the Greeks.
Yeah, not in the time of in the Roman Empire. Rome had like a main place of like a place of open worship. I forgot the name of the slot. You got it.
I got a quick precept going into that.
You got it.
I got you. Going into that license. This is First Maccabees, first chapter. I'm gonna start in verse 11.
Underneath the whole disguise of worshiping this whole system. You know, you got it.
It says this is First Maccabees 1 and 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen."
Jack, like the brothers brought out earlier. The top Israelite niggas, NBA young boy, the drill rappers, Charles Barkley, LeBron, you know, Megan Thee Stallion, Beyonce. We're going to use these niggas all over again. The same thing. Just like the prophets before us, they prophesied the same thing. What was the wickedness that was going on in that society? And their craftiness of how they were using Israelite. And they were exposing Israelite and the wicked Israelite niggas too. That won an allegiance with the society too. Doing the same thing. That's why people don't like us. Because we're against the standard, we're against the system. We're telling you all, this, but the beast system, NATO, this is the extension of Rome. We're exposing it, man. And that's why people don't like it.
It says, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Yeah, so how is that being done today? How is, especially knowing essentially this is the same beast, how do we know that how are we going to identify that today? Just like how they did later on, they made sacrifices on the temple, they sacrificed swine flesh, at the altar. How are they doing that today?
You see, going to these churches, money, the political system, the athletes, things like that, things that people get themselves to in the world.
Right.
That's how they're doing it today.
Well, ultimately, it's that Michael thing.
Oh yeah.
That
too. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But no, nothing. I ain't taking nothing away. No, you're right, brother. Because that goes to the image. Yeah. Because you worship the image, you get into those things. That's what's going to lead you to stick your hand out. Because that's what they like. Because at first they murmured together. They got together. And they said, yeah. They actually took counsel together about it. Then later on, they said, you know what? Let's give ourselves license to it. They started branding themselves. That's when you get into further in the back. It was actually a branding that they made in order for you to do commerce. It's called the leaf of Dionysus.
Yeah. That's in the third or the fourth magazine.
Yeah. Ptolemy made a license. He said, look, in order for you to do commerce and come into particular parts of marketplaces, in order for you to do business, you had to be branded with the leaf of Dionysus, which goes into Bacchus, which is the same spirit. Same thing, going green essentially. That's the same thing, yo.
That's what alienated the about worship.
Right, exactly.
Kind of like
It made a
put 'em out there.
separation.
Yeah, it made a separation. Same thing to do today with the easy fast. So, people that sell out to the society.
Well, the new thing is low emission zones.
Yeah, so the carbon footprint.
Well, yeah. Basically, yeah. No, basically, you drive a certain kind of car, you can't drive this part of the city. Like no emissions here. You know, when you take away emissions, you take away gas, and when you have the Internet of Things, then everything being under control under that electricity.
Some states have an emissions test that your people has to go through. You have to pass emissions test.
Yeah,
Those are the pass inspection.
Yeah, that's up north.
Yeah, Northern Virginia is down.
Yeah, New York, New Jersey too.
Yeah.
Yep, same thing. Yeah,
And
man.
this is all a global agenda.
Yeah.
The beat. Yeah, you know, it all ties back, you know, with certain guidelines that they have for emissions. That's all a hand-in-hand policy.
Right.
You know, under the
That's thermostats and shit. You know, so you got utility companies throughout the state that give out key thermostats for free. Why is that? You know, why do you think that is? And then they want to change all. Then they want to change all the heating systems to electric. If you change all the heating systems to electric, how they gonna control that shit? Then and then of course we always bring out, you got CBDC, but you also have credit, the social credit score. You have a social credit score, so that's where it gets into the image of the beast again. You know, because the image of the beast is going to make the mark of to flourish, because you have to be a part of that image. And part of that image is what? You have to live a certain lifestyle. You have to agree with Moism. You have to agree with, all is one, essentially, man. You gotta conform.
You gotta conform to the beast.
Yeah, you gotta conform. That means you worship the image of the beast, and therefore you're gonna take the mark.
Yeah, no hate, no hate.
Yeah, you can't hate people.
Yeah, you can't speak out against things that you don't like.
Right.
Censorship.
Right.
All of that.
Because if you do that, he saw, by technology, through the MOTV, he can just make you.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't do
nothing now.
But they already doing it in China, bro. That's the crazy thing about it. What we talking about, they already doing it in China. And then he go put up a balloon. Yo, man, get the hell out of here,
Spy
man.
balloon at that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, spy balloon.
Right? So you gonna have American spy balloons over the city.
Exactly. Drones and things of that nature. So you say the wrong thing, clip this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Cut them off.
Yeah, cut them off.
You got the robots controlling.
Right. Now that went back into, again, like we bringing out. Can you go to Second Maccabees about the shop? Second Maccabees, the 6th chapter. I think it's 6:6. You know?
Yeah, that's why the Most High is gonna have to work quick once this thing gets out the way. Once it gets out, Heavenly Father gonna work it quick. I don't think the Lord gonna have to suffer us here to stay here, dwell in this shithole place. Had to be moving around from place to place for that long. I kind of think of it like, like Nazi Germany. Yeah, back during the time of the so-called Holocaust. That was years. Heavenly Father ain't gonna have it like that for us.
And the scripture say the Lord gonna feed the time for the elect sake. So you already know that's gonna happen, brother. What you say is gonna happen.
This February 2023.
Yo, bro, fast. And then February short.
Yeah.
Is it a leap year? Is it going to be 28 or 29 days? Before you know, we in March.
Yeah.
And then now you enter in second quarter of the financial year. Then a lot of decisions are going to have to get made. Look, cuts.
Yeah. Not to mention we call them the high wicked ones.
Oh yeah.
Especially between March up to May 5th, Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
A lot of stuff you typically have.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Shit will get shot up.
Yeah. May 1st is the anniversary of the Illuminati. So they like to celebrate, man. They like to
celebrate sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly. They're very religious. Come on, bring it out.
Second Maccabees chapter 6 or 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient fasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Hey, so before you go, the brother I'm on the bar from New York, they said they try to make artificial land. We can't, they said, nah, those
But Bruce can't do the Passover no more, man.
Well, that's when you know the Lord is going to truly intervene because that lamb represents Yahweh. The minute they do something like that, to where we can't actually have lamb for the Passover, now the Lord got to intervene. The Lord got to intervene. Look, we kept the Passover in the wilderness for 40 years. You know, the Passover started in Egypt, but then we still kept it in. The first 41 years of the Passover was in captivity. We at least was able to do that. But then we was able to go in our land and keep the Passover, right? But at the most, if this man take away meat, come on, bro. No, sir.
How you know the attack lane?
Exactly. Yeah, why not pork? Why not you damn devil? I used to damn devil you.
They clone the pork.
Yeah, why you ain't calling no pork, nigga? The first clone they did was actually sheep. It was I forget her name.
Betsy or some shit like that.
What was it?
Probably Betsy or some shit like
something
that.
to that nigga. The fucking devil made me do a report on it, man. Because I was at summer school.
That was like 96, man.
Yeah, man. He do a fucking report on that shit. I'll never forget. I was like, oh, that's the first time I ever heard clone. It was the spirit though. But why? Why sheep though? You know? Why sheep? Damn devils. You know? What about Kushak? Keep going on that?
It says, verse 7, and in the day of the king's birth every month, they were brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifice. And when the fast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying ivy.
Yeah, see the ivy. Because Bacchus, Dionysus, because it's an ivy leaf. And it represents it's called the leaf of Dionysus. It's basically the spirit of mirth. Do as thou wilt, essentially. You know, when you go into that God. So they had to carry ivy because that was the representation of that God.
So that basically tied it in Christianity. Alienness.
Yeah.
Alienness spirit.
Yeah.
Which have
Mirth. Right. Yeah, man. So that goes right into it, man. So how is that going to be done in this time? So you false camps out there, you false prophets, man. You talking about the mark is sin. How is that? How do you explain that in real time? Okay, because the scriptures is life. Everything in the scriptures that happened back then happened now. Now, one would ask, well, how do you apply that in the Roman Empire? Well, the Romans, what did they do? They made everything by paperwork. See, because that's what Paul, he played on that shit. You know, he basically played on him being a Roman citizenship, and that's what Rome. That's what they did. You know, everything was by citizenship, by paperwork. You know, were you a citizen of Rome or not? And if you wasn't a citizen of Rome, you were treated like a second-class citizen. And even in all of the other different countries.
If I may add, I think it's in Luke the second chapter where they started doing the taxation and stuff. So
there you go.
Taxation.
Yeah, exactly. The taxation, which was what they did the census.
Yeah.
You know, essentially. You know, they were basically getting everybody written down on paper. You know, making an account for everyone, getting everyone's name. How many people live in your house? How much cattle do you have? You know, are you paying your taxes? That's what that micro. You got the sign and micro thing. What about the shot?
I don't think we got that. If it is, it's in there.
Okay, it's all good. You know,
Hey,
but that's what that
know
thing.
what it looked like.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, bro. That's what that is, man. That's what the Roman Empire did all over. It's doing right now. Yeah. You can't explain that with sin, bro. It don't make sense.
Well, what's that scripture that tells you it'll come back?
14:9. Revelation 14:9.
So if that's the case, we would have just been destroyed.
Exactly.
If it was saved.
Exactly, man. Exactly. But because like the elder brothers be going into Ariala, Rakalia Farm out there in London, there's an infrastructure. You have to if the mark of the beast is sin, right? Then what is the infrastructure for that? How is that going to be in place? How is that going to be set up for you to buy and sell? There's an infrastructure being set up for the mark, what the mark truly is. You already got the tapping. You go to the register. You can already tap. You can already swipe and go. You got the new phone.
Niggas don't know money.
There you go.
Niggas don't know money.
Everything's being set up. You know, for this MOTV.
Right. There's an infrastructure set up. If you have a facility, if you have something that you have to set up, like if you want to you start a business, right? Whatever. You know, say if you want to start a plumbing business. You know, you gotta have the tools for it. You gotta have the trucks. You know, you gotta have the fixings. You know, you need the license for it. You know, you gotta know how that thing's gonna operate for it to move according to how you need it to move. That's already being set up for that implantable device. All right. You can't identify. Well, how can you identify the infrastructure of the mark being sent? It's not on Earth, bro. It ain't on. Where is it at? We can't find it.
Man, if it was sin, we wouldn't have got shot.
Exactly.
We wouldn't be doing no Passover.
You know?
If it was sin.
If I may ask what you're saying, brother, the infrastructure for the MOTB is the fourth industrial revolution. My point in saying that is because they don't understand, they may not understand and don't know what infrastructure is. So infrastructure is something that's bringing it in, bringing it to be about. Sin can't be the MOTB, man, because like brother's been saying all day and prior to this, if that was the case, would have already been dead, man. If that was the case, we wouldn't need the Lord because we would have already been passed over to the next time frame.
Yeah, we'd be through.
Yeah.
We'd be doing this in vain.
Yeah. When First John cut that.
Oh yeah, brother. Yeah.
Percentage. Yeah. Percentage transgression.
Just First John 3 and I think.
So like,
hey, but it is a transgression to take it.
Exactly.
Because you're going against the ways of Yahweh Hashem outside when it clearly tells you to not idol worship, when it clearly tells you to not cut within your flesh, when it clearly tells you to not follow after the image of the beast.
Should read the book of wisdom himself.
Yep, that too.
Everything is idol. Whenever man's offenses, it's all idol.
Yeah,
Wisdom 14.
Yeah.
9th chapter, the whole book. You know, it tells you basically, this is as vile as the object that the man created as he is. This whole infrastructure is vile. Right? So you put that object in you vile. It's like that, the whole thing, the whole process, the whole infrastructure.
Yeah, the scripture do talk about
If I may add, Revelation 16 and 2, it says that they do a grieving sword. You know, you know.
Yeah, and these other groups, man, they knew they had to come up with something, you know, that would be under the stipulations of the contract.
What's happening is that all they're doing is regurgitating what they were taught from Zabak, and Zabak got it from High Priest Ariel. But when the stories are told, Pastor Hart tells you that he actually mentioned it to High Priest Ariel a while back. He agreed that it actually was the mark. It was the chip, but High Priest Ariel said, "Oh, but they're not gonna be able to do it." You know, so all of this is regurgitation. Again, the spirit got to really move you. And another thing is too, like we were going into earlier, is that a lot of it has to do with fear. A lot of you jakes are scared. They so scared for it to be that it boils down to you eating and drinking or having a family and providing, because that's ultimate. That's the ultimate thing for a man to do what? To provide for his family. Now, if you bring forth this implantable device and say this is the only way you're going to be able to provide for your family, you like, I don't know what to do. You know, but that shows you not truly have faith in the Lord, man. You're not truly invested into the Lord, man. You know?
Because what says, man, worship the Lord will be treated
by the water. That's right. Yeah.
I got a quick precept.
Go ahead, bring it out.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invitation of them, the corruption of life. Going into that MOTB, but go ahead, brother.
No, because the word device. Devising is a device.
Yep.
Because that's what those idols were back then. They were devices. Yep. Now it's just a very small device. You know, this is going to help, because that's what an idol was back then. When those people set up those idols, why did the children of Israel build the golden calf? Because they didn't have any food. They said, we want the garlic that we had. I always remember that part. The garlic, the leeks. They were imagining the food that they had in Egypt because they thought that Egypt had those things because of the idol. So guess what? We'll build this idol so we can get the food. That's what the idol did for you. If you worship that idol was supposed to provide for you. Same thing with Bel and the Dragon.
like the sun god Ra, you know, his son will produce.
Yeah, exactly. The sun produce energy.
Like you were saying, that's the device to eat.
Exactly. So a idol or an image, because those words are synonymous, or a device, those things are synonymous. All those things were there for people to have dependency on, so they can eat, so they can buy, and so they can sell.
Basically, a part of that stuff.
Right.
Other,
Yeah, exactly.
you know?
Exactly,
Yeah,
man.
there's a scripture in Jeremiah that's saying that a stock that has gone before is stone.
Try to get it. Let's just try to get it. Let's just try to get it.
I'm gonna keep reading, bro. Don't mind.
Yeah.
Verse 13 it says, "For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by the vainglory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they shortly come to an end."
There you go.
By the vainglory of men, they entered into the world. You know?
Yeah, the vainglory meaning what? This is Esau's way of him setting up his own power. All right, the word glory, when you look it up, it means power. So he wants to set up his vainglory. He's setting up his vain power. He's setting up his power on earth through that device.
Like you said earlier, this is my.
Yeah, bro, yo, yeah.
It's my
It's like being caught up in the devil's. This is mine, yo. You know?
Playground. Yep. It's like Yahweh once worship. This nigga, this devil wants you to worship him.
Exactly. Through that device. The Most High put a spirit on him to where he's not going to try to make you bow down physically, get on your knees and.
There ain't no more of that.
Exactly.
That whole lifestyle is not.
You tell somebody to do that, they're going to tell you fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody going to fall for that.
I'm free.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's how Clause 12 kind of announced it. He said, look, basically he said you're going to own nothing, but you're going to love it. But they basically saying that the whole system that they're integrating people into, you ain't going to have no choice but
to worship it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Now you want to worship sin, bro. You can't worship sin.
That shit never made sense.
No, it doesn't.
Like
Oh, yeah, how you gonna worship Edomite?
What is the other one? Embargo.
Yeah. That's Nate. Big nations, small nations.
They said, listen up. This is good.
I got that precept.
Hey, yo, man.
I hope y'all take the notes.
Take notes on what? God damn it. What you need to, your memory can't hold that shit. You know? Got it out.
You gotta have the smirk after.
Yeah.
This is Jeremiah 2:27. It says, saying to a stock, thou art my father.
What's a stock? A stock is an idol. Right? What? It says, what? Thou art my father. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, saying to a stock, thou art my father, and to a stone, thou hast brought me forth.
Yeah, because a stock represents wood. That's what people will make idols out of. And a stone saying, what? Thou hast brought me forth. What does it mean to brought me forth? Meaning, I'm able to flourish because of you. That's what an idol, that's what an image does. That's what an image does to the mind of people. Remember that was in the book of Judges. Remember you had the one Levite, he hired the other Levite to build that idol for him and shit. And they were prosperous through that idol. But then they found out that they was doing it and they took them up out of there, man. You know?
It says, for they have turned their back unto me and not their face.
And that goes into the all. When you bore saying what? I will serve you forever,
So
man.
I think that's Exodus 21.
God.
I think
so too, yeah.
It's going into slavery. So you were brand new slave.
Yeah. Which a slave is just a servant or a worker, you know?
But see, again, going back to that that's the old way.
Right.
Because Esau wants you to have that illusion that you're free.
Yeah. 15-minute cities, bro. Yeah.
So he said,
you heard about that shit. Yeah.
Brother seeing videos in the group chat.
Yeah. God. Yeah.
Y'all got the infrastructure set up all it's all right here, man.
Yo, word up, Virginia. Well, it's like that heavy in Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
Northern Virginia got that motherfucker like a motherfucker.
Whoa.
You could go, you could go downstairs, the gym there, the fucking everything, the restaurants, the hair salon, everything is downstairs. It's like that's why people love New York City.
That convenient.
Yeah. You can go downstairs in the barber shop. supermarket, the Chinese store, the train right there.
yeah.
Well,
The
ain't
train
gonna be no
alone.
trains in a 15-minute city, but it's to your convenience.
Wait, well, if it is strange,
24 hours,
you're gonna need
Yeah.
special privilege, man.
Yeah, man.
Say, for instance, like this whole area right here, this is how they want it. They you got the city, you gonna have the apartment, you know, you got the buildings where people inhabit, and you have stores at the bottom, you know, whatever jobs are available. Or if you're outside of the city and you work a job, you gotta have some type of position.
That's why, you know. So another thing too, they're not really like building houses. And if they do, it's all like community.
Yeah, townhouses.
Townhouses.
Yeah.
Everything's convenient.
Hey, one way in and one way out.
Yeah.
Gated.
Yeah.
Or basically the old-fashioned way of even family structure. Because you know, a man would have a yard, shed, little land, farm board, landscape. All that shit is that normal way of living is gone.
They do the landscape for you.
Yeah.
They do everything for you.
They do the
They do
HOA
everything
fees.
for you, and it's all
Yeah,
replicated.
that's
Everything looks the
HOA.
same.
Yep.
Yeah, the HOA. Yeah.
If you was done, bro, I got a precept if you
Oh,
was done.
just a little bit on this. It says, but in the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save.
Yeah, and it's because that mark is going to be the salvation to the non-believers. All right, you're gonna have all kind of mayhem and chaos. How Shai said, "What would I if it already be kindled?" Meaning, there's going to be chaos in society. But then in them particular cities, that them 15-minute cities, you're gonna feel secure.
Yeah.
You're going. That's why Carl Schwab he said what he said. You're gonna have nothing. You're gonna love it. Why? Because anything outside of what they established for you is going to be mayhem and chaos. But see, the elect is going to be navigated through that, being pilgrims and being safe.
Going back to what we brought out earlier, who's going to reach?
Yeah.
Again, Esau faced all the problems. And again, Esau, going back to your mind, Esau caused all these problems so he can get you basically numb to shit. But then, back in your mind, I can depend on the government. I can depend on Esau to save you.
Yeah. Like the New World Order. The New World Order. If you once you sign in with the New World Order, you're going to be good. To an extent.
Yeah, all the problems of today become problems of yesterday.
Well, and then again, but you got the people that's going to live, because you're gonna have. Remember, the scripture say, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." You're going to have these cities that's established and have that infrastructure, but then outside of that, it's going to niggas killing each other, rape. And inside those cities, they ain't gonna be able to do that shit, because they're gonna kick you out. You're gonna be ousted because of what? Because of the social credit score. You fucking up your social credit score, then you can't operate within the city. But then you want to have outside the city, you want to have outside that where fucking concentration camps, chaos, rapes, robbery, all that.
And they got another thing called clearance, CDL truck.
Okay.
But with drug, if you have a drug, if you fail the drug test, that should haunt you. Basically, they out you out.
Yeah.
And when I think about it, I had a phone interview today, and she was like, "Oh, you subscribe to Clear House?" Yeah. Subscribe. You haven't failed it. I said, "Not at all." She said, "Woo!" I said, "Damn." I said, feeling like that. But and if they bust you, shit that you got to go through to try to clean that up, But going to.
But it fucks you up with all the major corporations. Because all the major corporations are going to be the ones with all the businesses.
Yeah, that can pinpoint it up.
Amazon, Google, you can put names on this shit. Verizon,
Another thing,
Comcast.
Well, who knows?
Remember how this world operates. Because even in the trucking industry, it's very fucking corrupt. Basically, the brokers. Basically, it's a world in itself. And they control all the commerce. So you got to know when the motherfucker. You ain't got to, like, for instance, right? They'll tell people that just want to get the CDL. Yeah, I'm getting CDL, buy my own truck, and I'm gonna make money. Bro, no, you're fucking not. If you
don't have the right ties.
You gotta be in league with somebody.
Yeah.
You gotta know somebody that knows somebody.
Because you got the nigga woman stealing 1.5 million worth of chicken
Walmart.
wings.
And shit from Walmart.
Well, you hear about the bitch from? She stole the chicken wings from the school.
Nah,
the trucks is pulling up. The trucks is pulling up to the school to bring out chicken wings. She did the shit for over a year. over $1.5 million worth of chicken wings.
I just made some money.
But she did it because of the scarcity of food. So if you're not, so basically, if you're not trustworthy with the products that are making that infrastructure go, then nigga, we can't put you in one of them trucks. You liable to take the truck somewhere else.
Another thing too, because you know organized crime is gonna be big, you know. So
right.
Another thing too, the insurance.
Yeah.
The insurance policy. Like again, going back to the infrastructure. If you're not connected with what Esau has out, again, Amazon will have all the comments.
Yeah, bro.
The logistics.
Yeah.
The other fucking companies.
Whole
The
Foods.
main culprit,
Google.
the main corporation that are juiced in with this infrastructure with society, they're gonna have everything.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta go get that mark out there to get in there, or else it's gonna be out here.
Bro, it's Google. I'm telling you, it's Google.
C19 was a setup, man.
What?
You know, all the businesses that was all the small businesses supposed to close down, and everybody was supposed to go to the big corporations.
Remember the PPE loan?
Yeah,
Remember all the checks that went there, the Hispanic so-called?
Yeah.
And they said they still get locked up.
And they gotta pay that shit back.
They still in the
Hell
hospital.
yeah.
Yeah, they still Biden to push the whole. What do you push 10 years? Man, what these niggas that took off most PPE and their whole purpose to get changed on the run for 10 years. Bro.
Y'all didn't read the perjury at the bottom.
Oh no, they ain't. No. You need the box. Yeah. Look, they ain't read the fine print. You know.
But that's what you get for trusting in this devil, though, man. You're supposed to know what comes with this devil, man. You're supposed to know that this nigga ain't giving out nothing for free. What the hell is wrong with you?
The hell?
Yeah, I got one.
That's right, huh?
It says, this is Isaiah 36:5, and I'm gonna read the 6. It goes into Serenacab trying to take over Israel, but the point is in 6. It says, I say thou, but they are but vain words. I have canceled the strength for war. Now, on whom doest thou trust, that thou rebellest against me? We should be trusting in the Lord. Verse 6, it says, lo, thou trustest in the staff of the broken reed on Egypt, wherein if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh the king? So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him. Once if you take that chip, man, you trusting in the king of Egypt, man.
He's going to come with Judah.
Yep. Yeah, a reed is a measuring stick. Yep. You trust in that broken reed, it's going to go through you. It's going to pierce you. It's going to pierce you.
Another thing like come with Judah. Man, camped around Israel and told the war service.
Oh yeah. That was Moab. That was Moab and Esau.
Yeah.
Moab and Esau did that shit.
And it pretty much broke because going into
they brought him up to the high mountain.
Yeah.
They forced Jake to a high mountain, and they cut off the water supply.
Basically, and what they basically did was because the siege was more than 30 days.
Right.
Tell you basically what the whole plan was. Let them come to us.
Exactly.
You don't have to fight them.
Exactly.
How they gonna fight when they're thirsty?
Exactly.
They ain't got no food.
It was Esau and Moab, man.
Same thing today.
This ain't no different.
So, and how the further said, who these niggas, who the Israel, they don't come to me.
Right.
To be to subdue the other nations.
Right.
Who is this power they serve? They keep them not bound down. And then what they did, okay, we'll see how strong they are when we cut off the water source.
Right.
Same thing to us. We're gonna see how mighty these niggas are when we change this world.
Well, you see, Elder Amawan, he brought it out, the teeth. You know,
I saw that.
EBT. The EBT about to be done away with.
They cut that short.
Yeah, bro. They cut that shit. Watch how many people start bugging out. Because a lot of these niggas are living with women that got the shit. You know?
Oh, that is a good show.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's their resource.
Puerto Rico, Welfare Island.
Yeah, man.
New York. Get it.
Yeah, man. Them blue states. Them blue states. You know? Right, bro? Yeah, man. Exactly. So, hey, man, woe unto you that trust into Egypt, man. Gotta go be like, Biden, do something. Shit. Nah. That's why they had in the purge. They were called the new founding fathers of America. You know, it's gonna be a whole another like Democrat Party and the Republican Party. That's gonna be obsolete. It's gonna be some new shit. Some new shit, man. You know, I had a dream on that like not too long ago. where it was like they took down the American flag, they rented a whole other flag. That was a new system. And his brothers started banding up together and different camps started huddling up pretty much. You said people started losing. Yeah, man. Yeah, because when that new system come in, it ain't gonna be due process. You know, where we could, put in a petition and have a vote. Nah, they're gonna be like, shut up, get down and lay down, or you gonna die. Point blank, period. That shit that Trump talking about, putting out the orders with, that shit ain't gonna happen. That's gonna be our job.
And you already started to see that a little bit with that. See this other American flag, the black and blue.
Okay, yeah. The
black and blue
flag.
Yeah. There's a particular mindset that goes along with that.
Yeah, but that shit ain't gonna happen either, because that's representing the police. That blue wall of silence. But see, that's why that shit happened with them niggas that killed that other nigga, them cops. Why? Because they're gonna defund the police. And that's what you niggas want. You want defunding the police. And what's gonna happen after that? Drones. Right. Robots. Really robots, because it's got the emotions of people. You know what I'm saying? The military, niggas got emotions and shit. People got emotions, so it's gonna be like, nah, I can't do this to my own people.
Hey, brothers, have you not realized who's really a problem?
The cameras. Oh, that too.
And it makes sense. When you go into the cell with you go hold COs.
COs and shit. The fat ass. They know what they know.
They know exactly what they do.
Keisha.
The sheriff bitches. Everybody, sheriff.
Yeah.
Our people.
Keisha.
It's a reason why they're doing it, because they better get rid of the cops, man.
Right.
Get rid of the cops.
Yeah.
Puerto Rican niggas.
Yeah. Like you said, Terminator.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real robotic, man. It's gonna be a surveillance state. That Chinese balloon is a trial run, bro. They're gonna merge, because the system that's in China is the system that they want to put in America. So why not have something that China has, put it here, and let's see how this works. Yeah. Nigga, you got fighter jet, you got stealth bombers. Y'all couldn't shoot this shit down? Why? Well, how do we even know about it? Why is it still up there?
Yeah, how did it make past the how did it make it to the
news?
The defense. Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
How that shit make it past the defense?
Bro.
Hey, hold on.
It should have been a recording of how it got blown down.
Hold on. So, hey, what was that Edomite that said they were so confident in their defense?
Oh yeah.
I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
This place could be taken down from the inside out.
In 1 hour, bro.
Hey, that's why the scripture said, hey, they shall not break the ranks, man. They shall climb the walls.
Exactly.
If a balloon could get over here, I don't feel safe.
Imagine if that balloon had a nuclear missile on the bottom of it.
Yeah. Or EMP or something. Yo, remember that shit happened during the Washington Nationals game? It was like a parachute, a guy. He wasn't a paratrooper, but he was basically a guy that flew in on a parachute over the White House. That shit was like a couple months ago. They like, yo, and they was like, yo, how the fuck did this happen? Because the Washington Nationals, they don't play too far from the White House and all that. But there was like a parachute. A guy came through on a parachute right over the fucking White House. They was like, yo, how this happened?
A couple shit happened like that.
Yeah, bro.
Like the boxing match.
Yeah, the boxing match.
Niggas jumped from the top of the tree.
Riddick Bowe. You talking about Riddick Bowe and I saw that live.
Yo, like how the hell this
I was like,
happened,
yeah,
How did niggas just fly in like
yeah. But to show you that the defense system of America is not going to prevail. See? Which it's on stage with either way. The point of the matter is that you trusted in what's that? So the city of unwalled villages. That's America. America's the city of unwalled villages. It's a place where, look, the Most High ain't with this. That was the same situation that happened with the walls of Jericho, man. When you look at how Jericho was positioned and situated, it was sitting on top of a hill. It didn't have hedges in front of it. It didn't have water. Like, in order for you just to get to the wall was going to be a problem.
Yeah. Was Egypt penetrated?
That's why the people of Jericho, they bragged about those walls. But what happened? the Most High told Israel to walk around it X amount of times. All right.
Yeah. Yep.
You know.
But then they made that chant.
Yeah, they blew the ram. They blew the rams on, and then the walls of Jericho came down. So if you got that goes also too into Revelation, I think it's 6 or 9, where it talks about how the chariots basically their fire basically with lions' faces and
That's
lions'
9.
teeth.
Revelation 9.
Yeah. Why? Because those chariots are going to be induced. That fire is going to be they're going to be manned by the angels of the Lord. The angels of the Lord are going to be carrying those warheads.
They're not gonna break their rank.
Yeah, man. Talking about, man. America's through, bro. America's through. That's it. The whole one angel could take out America, but the Most High wants to show. You know?
Y'all remember that video when they cast off that missile and that chariot went around it, defused it?
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah,
There's a couple of them. Yeah, there's a couple of them. I got a quick precept. It's Joel, the 2nd chapter, and I'm gonna start in verse 7, straight to the point. It says, "They shall run like mighty men; they shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march everyone on his way, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded."
The missiles ain't gonna break their ranks. They're not gonna go out of their ranks and hit each other to be able to missile.
They gonna diffuse. You ever like a firework that shoot off? They go,
Yeah.
Wait for the pop and shit. Like, oh, that was a dud.
Ain't no
You
dud.
know, ain't nothing happening. Nah. The missiles, every missile that gets shot off, going to hit their mark.
And if people gonna see it, if people actually gonna see the missile, you know,
They're gonna move in their perfection.
Yep.
Here you go.
They got the tracking system. Oh, the scripture say my sword shall be gained from heaven.
Right.
It's gonna go up in the uttermost atmosphere, and it's gonna come down.
Well, shit like an arrow.
Yep.
Out the firmament.
Oh, what the scripture say? When the arrows will be shot through the earth. What that 2nd Ezra 16. You know,
It's like the movie 300.
yeah.
Them shits went up. They came down.
Yeah, Salaki, I misspoke. Well, that scripture in Revelation, the 9th chapter, this is talking about World War II with the MiG fighter jets.
But if you go down some more, it's talking about those missiles too, brother.
Okay.
And what's that?
You know where it's at?
200,000.
You know where it's at?
It's kind of like at the end, brother. Like if you start 15 or 16. Yeah. It's talking about where you say 200, where he saw 200,000. No, it's 9, brother.
Right. This is 9. This is 9 right here. It says, well, I'll read this one. Saying to the 6th, verse 14, saying to the 6th angel, which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels, which are found in the great river Euphrates. That's right. Khan, yup. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day, and a month and a year to slay the 3rd part of men, which represent Esau. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having blessed plates of fire, and adjacent and brimstone, and the heads of horses were as the heads of lions. Yeah, not the lion's teeth, the heads of lions, right? And out of their mouths issue fire, smoke, and brimstone. By these three was the 3rd part of men killed by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone which issue out of their mouth. Talking about those nuclear warheads. For their power.
It's my bad, brother. But if you go into it, those nuclear missiles, the warheads in there, they hold so much kinetic tons of energy. Once they hit, if you look it up, how much power is in the nuclear warhead or how much heat comes from it, it says 100 million degrees Celsius. Man. That's a lot. That's a lot of fucking heat, man. Yeah.
That's like the Fahrenheit.
Right.
A particular chemical reaction is going to happen because it's the splicing of atoms. You know? So it's more than just a combustion. You know, like Jake, he just thinking fuel and spark, and, you know, dumb powder.
It's like almost like an electrical fire. in a
Right,
sense.
right.
You talking atoms.
Right.
chaos.
So it's like a scientific thing that's basically gonna happen.
That's why you liken it to that brimstone.
Con.
That's called fusion. Or fission, one of the two. Fusion or fission.
Fusion means to mix. I know that.
So then it's fission.
That's why they show you the movie of a spaceship. Basically, show fire in front of the rocket and behind it. That's how it's gonna be.
Yeah, and that's in Joel's second chapter as well.
And remember, even the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, the Lord allowed another type of something.
That's what I said. That spiritual fire and brimstone. It's the same thing.
What is it? Jew at the time of Noah is going to be dead.
Yes, sir.
But this show you it's going to be a effect of what when America hit by the nuclear missile, it'll be a crazy effect.
We'll hold it that puts another emphasis on what they come at that shit burn like an oven.
And then remember,
That's right.
You got great mountains out here. That's going to fucking level.
Yep.
The Grand Canyon
And an earthquake.
Well, remember the elites. The elite said, "Let the rocks fall upon us."
That's Revelation 6, brother. Yeah. And then, if I may add one more thing, that if you look up that word brimstone in the Greek, it means purifying agent.
Like that sulfur.
Yep.
Like sulfur. Yep. It says, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issue out of their mouths, those warheads. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt.
Yep. Going into the details, the trajectory from it leaving the missile silo or whatever vehicle it could leave from.
Yep.
And then it comes to America, and then bam, the head that hurt is gonna hit this place, man. And like it says in Zechariah 12, the people's tongues gonna burn in their mouths, their eyes gonna burn in their sockets. People gonna be out here fucking hurting, man, literally.
Terminator 2.
Oh yeah, Sarah Connor. Yep. And all them kids that was on the playground with her ass.
And remember when it hit, that effect.
Yep.
Destroying wind. Yep.
You had a shock wave too.
That's what that destroying wind.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have that preliminary shock wave that does damage, and then you're gonna have that destroying wind of that fire that comes.
The earthquake first. Just the rock.
They say the initial blast behind.
Yeah,
The light.
That was in Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
A lot of what people gonna see, they gonna see your whole shot coming in this magnificent glory. Then they gonna see the flash. That's the last thing they gonna see.
They're gonna see your house shot.
Yeah, they gonna see your whole shot.
They're gonna see that.
Flash and then the last.
All eyes shall see him.
And all knees shall bow.
That's right. That's right.
And even the old missiles, the old nuclear missiles they used to test back in World War II. You know, I remember I was watching a documentary of soldiers of World War II. They would test nuclear missiles in the ocean, and they said they were told to close their eyes and put their heads between their knees because the blast was so bright. And this one particular soldier, he was speaking, and he said, you know, when he put his hands between his legs and closed his eyes, the blast was so bright that he saw his hands and his knees and his skeleton form. You know, so he basically saw through his eyelids like an X-ray vision because the brightness was so bright. These were the old
radiology.
That's radiology. And that was the old technology, bro.
Yeah, that was that was Fat Man and Little Boy.
You know,
radius.
Radiation.
Yeah.
He said the majority of them, they all died from cancer or radiation injury. You know, he said he had cancer.
That's why. Hold on. That's why we go up there. I don't know if y'all brothers know about Aberdeen Proving Grounds. Yeah. When the people that live by there, man, they live fucked up. You know, because what happens is it's a proving ground. So all the weaponry that they use, they just throw that shit in like a landfill. And then what happens in the landfill, all the chemicals get in there, that gets into the water and the infiltration of the you know, their plumbing systems and shit like that. It fucks up everything.
They talk about explosions and stuff, messing up their house, how their house got cracks and shit in there.
Yeah, man.
You know?
There's also another spot that they dumped a whole lot of nuclear waste. What's the Marshall Islands? Where they got that dome.
Marshall Island.
It might be the Marshall where they got that nuclear dome. That they it's on an island. So I'm not sure if it's Atlantic Pacific Ocean.
Maybe in Japan, probably, and around that area. Because that was where a nuclear plant.
I'll look it up.
Fukushima.
But you know, if I'm not sure about the specific area of that proving ground, but it's a lot of so-called Negroes that live in those military type towns where shit goes on. So it's in the ghettos, it's in the poor states. The people in those poor environments, that's where all that shit happens.
Yeah, man.
This stuff will dump trash everywhere anyway. You know, I see out there in the beach, they got the place called Mount Trash. It's a trash heap turned into a park.
And they got one over there in Petersburg off 36.
Yeah. It looks like the one you
This nigga is not economical.
Yeah,
You know?
we ain't gonna live like this dump,
Nah.
man.
And then you know they got this shit in the trash in the ocean. And then I seen a country down there in South America, they want to leave a warship just in the middle of the ocean. And they talk about that's gonna be the biggest trash in the middle of the bodies of water.
I found it. It's called Ruined Island. It says Ruined Island is one of 40 islands of the Weta Atoll of the Marshall Islands. He was right. It says in the Pacific Ocean, the island is the site of a radioactive waste repository left by the United States after it conducted a series of nuclear tests on the Inuiatak Atoll between 1946 and 1958.
In the whole world.
Now that joint's leaking, bro. It's leaking into the ocean, and all those people living in the islands are experiencing all these radioactive effects because of it.
Where is that at?
And a lot of them people on them islands had to evacuate those islands. Part of the Marshall Islands.
Remember,
Remember,
Indonesia.
Oh, that's they kind of remind me of the scripture say everywhere it goes to death and set the water of wickedness.
Yeah,
Habakkuk.
The water of wickedness.
Remember, remember, it's a place up. It's a place in going down 95. Like here, 95 goes down.
Micronesia.
There's a place called Duke. All they work with is fucking chemicals. There's certain plants, and I moved to a landscape. There's certain plants that even to even go around it, you got to be certified. You got to go to a class. Chemicals. They got chemicals in there. Shit falling. It should deteriorate.
Secret of the ooze.
And remember,
Yeah, Tupac, man. Tupac, man. Yeah.
and remember, and okay, they claim they got for them to they carry chemicals that melt steel. That shit spill in a trailer container. But they supposedly claim they have a filtering system that it filters, it goes to the water and it goes into the creek, into the James River. They so-called claim they got when they get rid of that chemical, they filter it and just release it out to the river.
And they made a movie a couple years ago about that DuPont shit that was happening in West Virginia where all them Edomites were getting fucked up.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Was being leaked into their water. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, probably.
You remember that stink ass place?
I remember that. It's a Netflix documentary.
Yeah.
You got one place that stink going down 95. And then you got another part where you going to Chippenham 150. That's another place that stink.
It's fucking done.
Where the water system is.
Oh yeah, okay,
That's where they filter that chemical. And they filter it. They so-called filter it, and then they release it to the streams of the creeks.
the hills have eyes, man.
Oh yeah, them people are fucked
That's
up.
why,
Yeah,
God. That's heavy in West Virginia, bro.
Yeah,
They got all
yeah.
types of chemical
Mining.
plants.
Mining. Oh my God.
You got people coming out all crazy because of the shit they put in the water.
Don't go wrong.
That's why ain't no camp in West Virginia.
Damn, that's true. That's true.
Some places ain't no camp. Where the camp at in Maine? You know? Maybe they might pop up later on. You know?
That's crazy.
I gotta put the cherry.
Y'all should get what is the book of Isaiah? Surely you're turning the face upside down.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
get
yep,
that. That'll be a sting.
Tell me, Steve.
The potter's clay.
Yeah, man.
Because this devil did it. You did it, man. You know, that's on your watch. Your EPA, this guy have this devil set up different government organizations your tax dollars go to, like EPA. 25, and it was still bringing out all this wickedness that these devils bring. You would think that if you had an environmental protection agency, it would actually do something about the protection of the environment.
Well, think about it, right? You gotta think about it. The shit that Esau is even dealing with. Animals like the natural waste, pigs, crabs, lobsters, the natural thing that the Lord created. You can't push it. So that's why Esau had to go do some wickedness and dump it in the ocean.
But they eat the shit.
Or they dump it in or they just dump it in a landfill and it's covered up with dirt. But then everything around it gets affected. Yeah. So imagine grass grow up, right? And you go see crops. Get the fuck out of here. So then you trying to.
There's no pressure, yo. How you gonna make the crab work OT? That's what I'm saying. And then go eat his ass.
Well, that's why you got weird legs. Yeah. You got people got weird legs.
Yeah, man.
Weird shoulders.
Yeah,
back, because
11 toes.
Yeah, because they eat fucking crab.
Yeah, man.
That's consuming.
That's consuming chemicals.
Yo, all of that waste come down from north, Pennsylvania, New York.
It's still
down
Hudson River.
Yeah, Hudson River come down to the Chesapeake Bay.
That's why we need
Staten
the
Island
war.
dump. That shit is terrible, man. Well, that's Gehenna. You know?
Oh yeah.
No, real talk. That's Gehenna. That's what the purpose of Gehenna was that's when Israel would take their trash and you would burn it. So it makes sense that all this waste that Esau has basically manufactured, it has to get burnt.
That's beautiful. I got this article real quick. I gotta go into it. It says the Alaska Department of Fish and Game canceled all of paleo, snow, red king crab, and blue crab seasons for 2022 and 2023. And a devastating blow to the North Pacific fishermen and processors of all trial surveys showed a continual crash in abundance.
So inflation on crab because of all the
basically because they're taking so
Yeah.
many crab out the waters at such high rate that they can't reproduce in time for them to even pull out a nice sized crab here. Which goes right back into what your brother was bringing out, considering how these oceans being so dirty.
Yeah.
Because they can't be clean because they're taking all the cleaning resources out of the water.
They just found another creature back in the day. So everything is being affected by this stuff. Everything is dying out.
Yeah.
The animals are acting different. Everything is acting different.
Oh,
because,
Pastor Ron said that on the video.
Yeah,
He said he's like last night with some geese. Like he's like 12:30 at night. He said, you heard geese like crying.
they don't fucking birds don't.
The earth is out of course.
Yeah.
I think.
I got
Yep.
Got it.
There's the book of Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not, or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding. Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed.
Through your policy, through your different legislation, your laws, you managed to turn this earth upside down, completely out of course. All right, through your progressive policy, so to speak, the things that you claim to make things better is actually making things worse. So
this guy's a human race.
Yeah. He does it under his laws and his policy. It goes right into his legislation.
Was that green? Was it Project Green? They claim they're trying to no emissions and this and this and this and that. So why the fuck you make it in the first place? Yeah. But now you want to come back and counteract.
Well, that was the first industrial revolution.
Yeah.
Getting into because Esau don't care how things get done as long as the money comes in. So he's like, okay, we don't need this anymore. Let's get rid of it. A lot of places that have like oil heat and gas heat, they're places where typically Jake's there, and typically it's areas where people are bunched up.
Yeah.
So, and you can just easily just get rid of that shit and then cause a bunch of chaos.
Yeah.
You know, essentially. You know?
It's like
Because you ain't no way they're gonna convert all the units from gas to electric. You know how much that shit will cost for one? Because electric runs in a loop. You can't just run electric and you just get electric. No, the electric has to come back. You have to supply that electricity in order to what's coming back. They can never accomplish what they want. What their plan is to eradicate certain places, to force everybody out. All the undesirables get killed, and then if you actually belong within their image and in their system, then they'll allow you to live in one of these cities where it's just no emissions and shit.
remember, that's why they let a lot of money, out with waste. For instance, right, I was looking at this article, what it goes into housing market. They pretty much all they have to do, and they can get funding over. All they have to do is build those apartments. They can get money for that. And what they'll do, they're pretty much all the houses that need work, they don't gotta it's like a write-off. They don't gotta worry about them shit. They just let them go to what you're going into. They can pretty much government gives them like a percentage of money to build, but it's to build an apartment. So you were saying everything based on the grid electricity. And then they be like, man, fuck them houses. That's oil, gas. Man, fuck them houses. We'll eventually just tear them shit down or whatever, you know what I mean? Obliterate it. So yeah, it goes up to what you wanted to. Yeah, Esau know what he's doing.
Because electric is complete control.
Yeah.
That'll put you a part of the Internet of Things.
Real quick. Romans 12:1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of Yahweh Shah, that you present your body a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to Yahweh, which is your post, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good, acceptable, and the perfect will of Yahweh Shah. I bring that out because again, what we're going into is, we get our people to renew your mind, knowing that's the way of America is going. What the devil is doing is really bringing a whole new infrastructure, but he wants you under complete control and have nothing, no type of push against, no power, no will, no nothing. You're under control to control your ass, man. But it's like what I was going to earlier. You gonna have two things. You get down, you're gonna lay down. Either for Yahweh Shah or you for Esau. And we're telling our people, hey, gird up your loins and gird up your mind, renew yourself, man, because it's not going to be a walk in the park for a certain man. And the things that the Lord does to us now, certain things, it's to get us ready for what's about to come. Because we're going to have a whole new mindset for what's about to come. Man.
Yeah, basically all the training that you've been taught, you have to apply.
That's right.
That's why you have to have the proper doctrine. Because you're not prepared. If you're not preparing your mind for what's truly about to happen, then you're going to succumb to what's going to happen. You're going to fall for the wiles of the devil. Look, we're just going to say, we are not ignorant to Satan's devices. He says, what's the other one? It says, we're not the wiles of the devil. Right? Right. Yeah, the trickery. Wiles means the trickery. If you don't know, if you don't know what the trickery is, you won't fall for the trickery.
It's like you were saying. Majority of people that just teach you that sin is marked, man, they're scared. And that's pretty much what it is. It's scary.
I believe that. I
me too, personally too. Because it just don't sound right. Because even white teach. But again,
why are you going so hard to say that?
And the thing about it, see, what's about to come is really about to be cashless. You really have to walk on your faith. Really going to show your action. You really might die.
Well, Salakia, the system that's coming in is a credit-based system. Credit deals with what? Faith. But you got faith. You got faith in their banking system. You got faith in their investment or their prosperity. Or you have faith. You have credit in Yahweh Shah. The 5 wise versions. You got the 5 foolish versions. five wise virgins, they stored their oil. Why? Because they had faith in what? The oil that they received. And you got the five foolish virgins, they didn't have faith in the oil that Yahweh Shai distributed out. So they said, you know what? We don't need that. We don't need that. But when it all hell breaks loose, what does the scripture say? They came to the five wise virgins and said they wanted to buy that oil. He said, what? Go to the sellers and buy it. And by this, ain't nobody selling. Because the buying and selling is going to come through this nigga. We done right now. We selling you a product. Right now we selling you salvation,
and it's free.
There you go. James said what? He said, "In the desire of wisdom, let him ask liberally." So it's free, like you said, right? So look, scripture say what? Buy the truth and sell it not. All right. So we're spiritually selling you this. You're supposed to be buying into. You know? He said, y'all Jews? Oh, yeah.
I said that through the window. He ain't want a window down.
What you call
His door down said that in the car.
You know what I'm talking about?
y'all Jews? Hey, man, give him this. Hey, so what? Now what? What's next? Oh, yeah, we the Jews. Now what? What's next? You know? What's next, Jake?
I'm worried about it. He's not doing his job.
Yeah, he failed, man. He failed. After that cold snap.
It's over again.
Yeah. Edomite that always comes to him about hell Satan.
He said it's too cold for that. Not today.
The Lord might have put his ass in
Leave it alone.
He came back the next 2 weeks. He came back 4 times.
When that cold snap hit a couple weeks ago, it was a wrap.
The Lord fucking was heater cord. He got no heat cord.
Hey, look, I know about them days, goddamn.
I got it. This is Ephesians 6 and 11. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
You stand against it. You gotta know, but you gotta know it. You look, you don't. It's like you got the blind side hits. You get hit on the blind side, then you got no defense. So if you don't know the wiles of the devil, then you ain't gonna be able to stand against it. Them niggas they're gonna have their t-shirts and their fringes. They're gonna have their burgers and fringes, fries and fringes, with a chip. With the C hit. They're gonna have you got more fringes on, at least I got more fringes on. Yeah, bro. Real talk though. There you go. Why? Because you didn't follow the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. You didn't follow Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is what the spirit of prophecy. That's what it all boils down to, man. They think this thing is a joke. This thing ain't no joke. They don't want to say, well, no joke team, bro. You know, joke team, bro.
Yeah, they don't want to lose their wives. They don't. They don't want to lose that title, daddy of the year. So again, they're playing with you, man, in that field.
Hey, look, we congregate. Your man said you congregate amongst each other, right? Right. So we congregate amongst each other. They congregate amongst each other. They got wives. They get together. They turn on the grill. They do the same thing we do. So we come into the knowledge of who we are, man. We come back to the Lord's commandments, brother. They all into it. You getting all into it. Meanwhile, you got this devil building up this infrastructure around what you think that you building up. So you like, no way that he can have power over us in that day because we found out who we are. So in their minds, like, no way, it's impossible. Yes, fucking way. Why? Because the Most High is giving this man that power. That's the same thing. That's the same way that the Israelites felt before the Babylonians came and besieged Jerusalem. That's Jeremiah 28 a lot of Jake bring out Jeremiah 28:8, but what is it really talking about? Because you had the man, what was his name? Hananiah. He said, look, Hananiah, the water. Yo, he said, look, he said the Babylonians ain't gonna come. We're gonna be prosperous. We're gonna prevail. Jeremiah said, look, the men that have before me and it's to come, they prophesy against kingdoms, with war and the evil of pestilence.
That's where you get the prophet that dream.
Yeah,
That's Jeremiah too.
that's also that's also Jeremiah. Yep.
You always had the prophet that dream.
Yeah, prosperity.
To try to basically alleviate people away from the true prophet.
Yeah.
How about
the treachery and the torment that's to come. Yep. That's what they say. Because when you say that, basically you saying that Esau ain't gonna put the gun to your head. That's why the apostles, as of late, were bringing up the guillotine, man. And the apostles been bringing it out years ago. But I see Apostle Gabar bringing it out, talking about the guillotine as of late. That's why? Because essentially you're gonna put the gun to your head.
Well, that's part of the prophet. The men that would be headed.
Revelation 24.
Yep.
For the witness. They're witness. The martyrs, the witnesses. Because what? It's gonna be, yo, you down with this system or not? Sin can't do that, dog. If you say that sin is the mark, that scenario can't play out because we've already sinned
Every day.
where's the temptation? Where's the hour of temptation? All right.
And run us home song.
Come on up.
Brother call. Yeah, definition of wild. Esau kept shutting me off.
The word wow, right? The Greek word is methodia, right? So method. It says cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery.
The first one, we can't skip that.
Cunning
art. That's it.
And the scripture say Esau is a cunning hunter.
Right.
When you go into the word cunning, it says crafty, having or showing skill in achieving one's ends by deceit or evasion.
Yeah, because the word craft is tech. It's not. When you look at the word tech, it means craft. Technology. This is craft.
And if I may add, going back into what brother was talking about way earlier, how he's wiser than Daniel. Through the skills, through the methodology, through the technology, through his cunningness.
They should look cool.
Yeah. He made wickedness look cool.
He bringing problems.
He made feminism.
I was gonna say that he'd bring a problem and then he'd have a solution for it, and then make it all, like the problem was all good. I got it. Yeah.
Order out of chaos.
There you go. Peace and safety, man.
That was law school song, right? He's sad. And he shows us these things through his strategy and his persuasion.
Yes, sir.
And we're seeing that, being implemented today.
Right.
It says when you go into that word deceit, it says the action or practice of deceiving someone by concealing or misrepresenting the truth.
Woo! Read that again.
Yeah. It says deceit, the action or practice of deceiving someone by concealing or misrepresenting the truth.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the scripture that they do practice it upon their bed?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And when they awake, they do it.
Yep.
They practice it.
Yep.
Yeah, because in order to tell a lie, you got to know the truth, right? And I'm gonna get this last word, trickery. The trickery. It says deception, the practice of deception.
So they made men think that being weak is cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being soft, feminine, chasing women, letting the woman lead, right? Just be a whore, accept the harlot, accept the boredom. They said that's cool for me to do.
Yeah. This is the only thing that's gonna bring your manhood back.
Only thing.
Because we chase Sophia.
That's right.
Because a woman wants to deal with a man that deals with another woman. The other woman that you deal with is Sophia. then you will become polarized.
It goes back to you gotta know how to lead.
Yeah,
You gotta
exactly.
know how to even. You gotta know how to be a
Just
man,
take
man.
care of your business. Take care of your business, and you're a leader.
Yep.
Handle your responsibilities. That makes you a leader. That's it. That's it.
For that word "wow," it says devious or cunning stratagems employed in manipulating or persuading.
What? Going into a strategy, man.
Strategic maneuvers.
Strategic measures.
Yeah.
Got it, bro.
It says devious or cunning stratagems employed in manipulating or persuading someone to do
Persuasion.
what one wants.
Yeah.
heavy,
Persuasion, man. Persuasion.
That was it on that. That's what
Yeah.
wow.
That micro thing is a persuasion to do what Esau wants you to do.
Right.
I mean, and if Jake's telling Israelites out here that it's a sin to take it, that's persuasion to get into what Esau wants them to do, which is to take it.
Right.
They're part of the persuasion process.
They're part of that. They part of it.
Esau has to use our people to persuade our people.
Yeah. Because Nate knows better.
God.
Johanna knows better. But the Wi-Fi, they don't know no better. They just doing what they, because Nate says it. Because it's one thing if say like let's say Zabak says it's sin, right? And then the next minute you turn around and then you have Nate say, okay, nah, it's not. And you have maybe Johanna, you can say, no, it's not. It's the micro, right? Then you got GMS saying it, but then you got a couple other Israelites saying that it's sin. Them younger dudes, they're gonna be like, nah, maybe it might not be. But if you have everybody saying that it's sin, especially guys that come from the old school, One West, things of that nature, for younger men to see that's persuasion. That's the persuasion. See, we were right. Man. See, everybody saying the sin. Follow both. All right.
That's why it's very important that we speak all the same thing.
Yeah. You speak all the same thing, and the scripture tell you it says what? Follow not a multitude through evil.
Yep,
Neither rest judgment. Neither rest judgment upon many. Fuck that shit.
Psalms chapter 10 and verse 1, it says, why standest thou afar off, O Yahweh? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? Verse 2, the wicked in his pride do persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
There you go.
Verse 3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire and blesseth the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. Verse 4, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. Verse 5, his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. Verse 6, it says, he hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. Verse 7, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity.
That's pretty much the point. Deceit. Though it might look good, it's wrapped all pretty. The wrapper's all flashy and fly. It looks good until you open it up. And it's nothing but a bandage.
GMO.
Rotted, man. Decayed.
Now that gift is a blessing.
That's right.
The Trojan horse.
God.
Verse 4, it reminds me of that scripture where it says, what benefit is it for us to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahshua? Paraphrase. I think it's
that's in
you know what I'm talking about?
The Wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon.
Where it speaks about
the wicked. That's talking about the wicked though.
Like what was that do if we serve them?
So that was it.
Okay, come
That was full of pride. And we're really in the time of him persuading, all right, basically the whole earth.
Yeah.
It's willfully taking this MOTB, man. And you already saw in Houston, Texas is now required by all people who live in Houston to get, their pets, with the C hip, bro.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you, but come on. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good.
If you against that, you want to keep your pet. They hit you with $500 fines every so a particular amount of days. He's only going to do that for a certain amount of time before he's like, you know what, we're not going to do it. And if you don't comply, we're gonna take your pet. And how's that gonna go, man? Imagine, they walk into somebody's house, they got a big old dog, goddamn pit bull, and the type of people that have pit bulls, the type of mentality. You think they're just gonna let the dog get taken like that? Nah, man. So they're gonna have to shoot the dog, and they're gonna have to shoot that person, So when it's time to hit persuading the masses to take their seat. Yeah, kind. Yeah. And it's beautiful. I gotta make a video on that, put those together. It's crazy because I put them two clips in a video, but they were separate. And that's beautiful that you brought that out, bro. And this is just the beginning, man. The persuasion is gonna continue, it's gonna get heavier and heavier. And this devil's gonna use these false leaders of Israel. These niggas in Hollywood, like the brother was going into earlier, man. Your Shaqs, you know what I'm saying? Your Tyler Perry, your Kanye West.
I want him to take the shit. I want Tyler Perry to take the shit. That cost
they're gonna use these wicked ass niggas, man, to persuade you, Jackson. Oh, he has it. Oh my God, it must LeBron James got it. Oh my God, it must be okay. Nicki Minaj has got it. It must be okay. Yeah. The same way they got these niggas promoting Pepsi, Sprite, Big Mac, all these products that they don't eat or use.
Them niggas, I want them niggas to take the shit, man.
Hey, remember milk and fast food, right? Yeah. You look at there's no benefit.
Right. These niggas don't drink that shit.
But they remember back in the day, how they had.
Oh yeah.
Niggas.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Got milk.
This should make you dumb. Calcium.
Got milk.
Got milk.
Speaking of that, if you coming up down 95, you'll see that goddamn sign that says milk is better than water.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And these niggas in the sports industry are supposed to be on the top of the game. And their trainers are telling them, like, hey, don't drink this,
that shit.
Don't drink soda, don't drink milk.
Right.
No fast foods. Come on, man. These are multi-millionaires. What the hell are you doing in there?
Got step third.
For you even to get a number 5 in McDonald's, you gotta send somebody that works for you to go get it for you.
Yeah, you ain't
like
going
you just get a pull up in the drive-through McDonald's. Number 5.
Yeah.
LeBron, is that you? LeBron, is that you? Nigga, you ain't gonna make it at a McDonald's, bro.
Yeah.
LeBron's gonna surround your ass, bro.
Yeah. Fuck this.
God. You got it, bro.
Yeah, call another weekend. Water your house, watching y'all.
Right,
water your house.
So, they call hello, Yahweh. Elders and prophets, the great rose throne. Right.
A sharp for warrior. This is the beginning of the race as well.
I'm Muhammad. I don't want you how to start. I mean, come quickly, Lord, your house start.
Hey, the water, bro. For doing the camera. Shalom, all the Yakim on the comment board. Shalom. Y'all, Bashir, y'all, Shalom,